Okay, so now we're going to talk about text game, how to deal with your text messages. And actually it's very important because even for your interaction, you will be using principles which are here in the text part. This is very interesting because it's only about the verbal, but I will give you some principles, some ways to think about it. There is two components. Look, we've talked about the fact to perceive the situation from your perspective and from her perspective. You're going to play with that. There is two things that you can focus on. First is you need to send a text which is going to make you happy to send independently of any reaction. Just the fact that you send it generates happiness in you. You're like, fuck, this text, I want to send it independently of the reaction. For example, if she doesn't answer, if she answers something, shit, it's not good. You have to be like, it was worth it. It was worth it anyway. That's why you want to get two. But the other perspective is to take her perspective and be like, if I was her with this conversation, what would be the text I want to receive? What would be the kind of text I would like to receive? Now we will train that ability. That's what we want to be able to get. For that, we will need to polarize creative fields in your mind once again. The way to create positive creative field is first to do a kind of happiness meditation. It's associative momentum. Look, you can look at the words of her text, the words inside, and from each of those words, create associations in your mind. It will create momentum and make you go to places, webs of topics that you've not thought about. This will create a momentum. You can also create associative momentum, associative cognitions from the emotions. What is the overall emotions here? What's going on? What is the emotions which is in the text? And create associations in your mind from this emotion. Then you can look at the overall topic of the text, all right? Or the overall topics if there is multiple, and create associative momentum from there. Take the topic, don't care about what you will answer, just create associations in your mind. You can do that in conversation, but with text you can do that, so do it. So the first step was just words. This one is blocks of topics, like blocks of words, which have meaning. There was also the emotion, and the last one would be the overall dynamic of not only this text, but with the other text as well. You look at the overall dynamic. What are multiples overall dynamic that I can identify? And from them you create associations in your mind. You get to new webs of topics from that. So this is in terms of the pure creating the content of what you will answer. So this is like the ground. It's as if what you do when you're in interaction, the ground is conversation masterclass. But here, because it's a text, you can go way deeper than that. So we'll focus on that. Words, blocks of meaning, overall dynamic with other text, and with other text. Fourth would be overall dynamics between you and her, okay? And the emotion, which is either in this text and then the overall dynamic. You can also dismiss the actual topics or the actual overall dynamics. So basically what it means is that you can even completely dismiss the actual text she sent. You can completely even dismiss the whole sequence of text because you're looking at the overall dynamic. And from there you will go into associative webs of topic and you will create a message. It comes from this web, which doesn't take into account the specific text of the sequence. It's like conversation. You don't have to go with what's coming on. It's like an overall dynamic. It's like an overall, you can look at different levels and switch the levels. You can even start something completely new. For example, yesterday I was talking with a girl, it was at night, and I didn't answer one of her texts. But it was something stupid, like she sent a smiley or something like that. I didn't answer, and 2 hours after, I sent something else, like, did you arrive home or something like this, which has nothing to do with neither the previous text, neither the previous sequence of text, neither the overall dynamic, just something completely new. It has nothing to do. So look, you have those different entries that you can create webs of topics from. This will create momentum of topics in your mind, which will allow you to think more clearly. Moreover, You don't want just this momentum, you want to have good creative fields around it. What you will do is create momentum through the good creative field that we've seen, the perfect creative fields. So what we can do is change the perceived meaning of what she sent. For example, she sent a text. Change the emotion which is behind. For example, imagine that she has put some smileys, which are like some hearts, some smiley with hearts in the eyes, very happy smiley which sends a kiss. Different smiley, it can help. And think, okay, if she had put those smiley, if this was the emotion that was behind, if this was the meaning which is behind, because you will see there is different meaning depending on what smiley is there, if there's a comma at the place, if there is 2 points at the end, if there is 1 point, the meaning is different depending on that. You will see. So you'll be like, okay, if this was the text, how would be my ground? What we've just seen, the momentum, the webs of topics, what would be the directions of it? What messages would come to me if this was the meaning? Then, next step, you will picture her behind the phone and you will change some characteristics of her. For example, you will picture her as very shy, she doesn't know what to say, she loves you but she's intimidated, this kind of thing that we've seen a lot in this product. And now you're like, okay, if this is the case from this creative field, what would be the kind of answer I want to give? Okay, then next step, now you go into her perspective, as you've seen in the psychological surgery, from her perspective, and you look at the text and you're like, okay, now I have some momentum of she's shy, she's like this, she likes me. I have some momentum of ground, of a lot of topics. So I have some momentum of happiness actually. If I was her with those characteristics, what is the kind of text I would enjoy to receive now? And from this creative field, it will be good. Then you come back to your perspective and you're like, okay, now what text would I like to send, which most likely would get toward where I want, but which also has the characteristic which I told at the beginning, which is that you will enjoy sending it independently of if you get an answer or not. And when it comes to the rule you're following, it's exactly like with face-to-face interaction. Just think about the different value containers. You just want to optimize those value containers. It's the same. And now here is the rule that you can really focus on with text, which you also should focus on with face-to-face interaction, but it's not as easy with face-to-face interaction because you don't have as much time. Is that with your text, think about the different value containers: sexual arousal, ego, and basically humor. Well, what you want is that if you want to optimize your text, in every single text you send, you want to tap in all of those. You want there to be some kind of humor, even if it's light, something that makes you enjoy it, something that makes you amused by the text, something that's going to be interesting to her ego, something that has some flirty vibe in it. And here is where the kind of smiley you put, the way you write comes into place. Where do you put some commas or not, the punctuation, maybe you don't even put smiley. Those kind of things are going to convey meaning. This is what's going to convey, oh, he is escalating now. This is a kind of escalation. In the same way, look at it this way. You want to send a text that if she loves you, then this text will make things go in the right way. But even if she's not interested in you, it's also going to make things go in the right way. And even if she's average, she doesn't really know, she likes you but not that much, it will be optimized. Think about it. The 3 things and the 3 value containers. Every time you send a text, think, okay, does this text generate happiness for all of the 3 value containers, for all the 3 happiness containers? And does this text would be optimized for the 3 happiness containers in any of the 3 situations? That's a lot, but I'm giving you the optimized way. I told you, I want this course to have all the levels. You can get as advanced as you want. So, well, you might not be able to train that much at the beginning, but with the months, you will want more and more. You will be interested in more and higher level. So that's what I'm giving you, those capacities, those possibilities. And this is the same for after your interactions, for example, in your real life. You're thinking, well, what are the happiness containers that I really optimized and what are the ones I didn't? It's the same. Anyway, in any case, that's it for text message. Maybe let's add something about online text message. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. See you on the next one.